I am Latina, Black Tina if you're insufferable. And
hi, my name is Danielle Perez. I'm a stand-up comedian and I live in Los Angeles, California. My family is from the Dominican Republic. That's where my mom and dad were born and raised until they moved and immigrated to the US. My mom moved to Queens, my dad to Brooklyn. So they grew up in like that New York kind of city life. Then they moved to Boston, but then they were like, oh, it's very cold, so let's move to Los Angeles. And now I'm like one of the only Dominican girls in Los Angeles. I didn't grow up thinking I was gonna be a stand-up comedian. That was not the plan. I went to San Francisco State for accounting because I'm good at math. I am good at math. In San Francisco, public transportation is huge. People take it to get all around the city, and you just kind of cross the street to catch it in the middle of the street. And I was crossing the street to catch it, and it took the light, and it hit me. And so it was like, boo, shoo. And then by the time the brakes went up, the wheels were stuck on my legs, so they had to lift it off of me and get me in a gurney, and I'm here, I'm alive. I lost my legs when I was 20 years old, so basically my entire adult life, I've been disabled. And I mean, you get through it. Like, what am I gonna do? Sit in my house all day and not go out, not live a life? My dad took me out to lunch. He was like, we're getting out of the house. You have to get out of the house. And I could just feel everyone staring at me and looking at me and kind of just those questions in their eyes of like, what happened and what's going on? And just like feeling all of that, I realized I was like, I can't allow this to like define me. I can't allow other people's like to dictate my life. I have to put blinders on. I have to ignore that, and I just have to like move on. My best friend, Madison Shepard, we run a show together now. We run Gentrification and Thigh Gap Comedy together. But once I went to comedy shows with her and was like, wait a minute, I think this is something I could do. I hit her up, like, what is the plan, right? Because she had like gone to theater school and already been pursuing acting. So I was just like, so what now? And she signed us up for a comedy class, and that first class, the teacher was like, you have to go to open mics. So that week, we looked up open mics, shitty little coffee shop in Hollywood. I did 5 minutes of jokes, and I loved it.
I ghosted on my therapist about 2 years ago and realized I should get back into it when I started daydreaming about walking into traffic, and like, I don't even have feet.
I think differently abled is a pretty patronizing term. I'm disabled. Disabled isn't a slur, it's not a bad word, it's just a descriptor, right? Like, I'm fat, that's a descriptor. It's not a judgment, it's just, that's what it is. I prefer using the word disabled also too because it calls attention to the way that our society is set up to be accessible to only kind of certain bodies, with stairs, maybe no elevator access, no ramps. So when you say you're disabled, you need access, right? That's not a special need, it's just equal access. My advice to anyone that's gone through anything like this, or maybe even not like this, is just do you. You only get one life, so why not make it the best life that you can?